say that it feels right.
Hey guys, welcome back for another Clash Royale video. So in today's video, I'll be going over some replays shared by Mohsin playing this exact same deck you're looking right now. Surprise, surprise, it's not a splash shot deck, it's actually a previous meta deck with a cannon card and knight, mega minion, musketeer. So yeah, it's not splash yet, surprise, yes. So Mohsin just won grand challenge of it, and he was kind enough to share some replays with us, and there were some bad matchups he said, and without further ado, we will go over the matchups that he shared. So this was the bad matchup he said that was really hard to play against. It is a bait deck, goblin barrel and skeleton barrels, because he doesn't have barb barrel or something, he just has snowball, so he considered this to be a bad matchup, and he told me to show this one, and yeah, I'll show it. Okay, so against a Japanese guy, Mohsin's on the bottom of the screen. He's blue. He's gonna cycle Mega Minion, and the opponent's gonna go in right in with a Skelly Barrel. He's gonna pull with the cage. And the opponent here is playing an off-mana deck, by the way. Maybe you won't counter it as much, but he said it's a bad matchup, and he asked me to show it. The opponent here, Goblin Barrels. So this is the part where he said it's actually very difficult to stop the Goblin Barrel. But keep in mind that the opponent doesn't have a big spell, so maybe taking some damage is good, and he graveyards. Graveyard is actually getting a lot of damage. The opponent here reluctant to go with arrow, actually went in with a giant skeleton. Maybe the opponent could have arrows there. So he's gonna sparky at the bridge, wow. Okay, a mega and the cage to stop giant skeleton. The opponent here is gonna double down with a goblin barrel, and Mohsin knows a goblin barrel and went in with another graveyard push. This is probably the deciding push. Mohsin snowballs. Unfortunately, they hunt to survive, but the tower is very close to dying, very close to death. The opponent here went in with a Skelly Barrel again, stopped by a cage. Okay. The opponent is still defending with his Skami, and Mohsin just calmly Mega Minions and at night, hoping for a counter push. The opponent is just gonna stack the tower, I think. Mohsin here is going with a graveyard, wow. And he's gonna fireball, probably, yes. So this is pretty much it, but see how Mohsin defends the Goblin Barrel and the Skelly Barrel. Okay, the Skami is actually a little bit weird because Mohsin has Snowball in his hands. And just gonna Mega and Knight on Skelly Barrel. The opponent here tries to go in with a last push, Sparky plus Goblin Barrel. Mohsin just gonna calmly play the cannon card and Snowball. Then fireball onto the Skami, and that's GG. So the opponent actually was over defending with his troops, so that's why Mohsin had a chance to just knight and graveyard. If you probably will show it on the left hand side of your screen, the push up I meant, yeah. So against an Egiant deck. So Egiant is actually very popular right now because it's actually very versatile against all matchups, and it has some bad matchups, but all in all it's actually a very good deck, and it's actually meta. By the way, this opponent right here is a 20 win winner. Surprise, surprise! He doesn't have a 7k, it's probably a mini account something, but he has a 20 win. So this is gonna be a good match, I think. And yeah, Egiant. Okay, against Egiant Hanabaka. It's probably Japanese as well. Okay, both players are gonna cage. Mohsin's on the bottom of the screen, by the way. And the opponent is gonna baby D at the back, and Mohsin mirrors it with a knight. And here Mohsin actually went in with cannon card and graveyard because he doesn't want the opponent to activate King Tower with cage. I mean the brawler. So Mohsin actually ignores the brawler, and the graveyard got a lot of damage alongside with the brawler. Keep in mind that the opponent doesn't have Barb Barrel, instead they have the bomber, so that's why he couldn't stop the graveyard effectively. And here Mohsin's just gonna musketeer on the baby dragon, and the opponent still has to deal with it. The opponent puts an ice wizard to defend, so Mohsin's gonna cycle a free knight at the back. The opponent here is gonna bomber. Pretty sure it's gonna fireball this. Okay, the opponent here is going to start an Egiant push on the other side. Okay, the opponent doesn't want to give up the tower, so they play the Dark Prince. Mohsin's probably gonna pull it with a cannon card something. Yes. Okay, that tornado is a bit weird. Not gonna lie. Egiant's gonna see the cannon card probably. Yeah, that tornado was a bit weird, I would say. Here, Mohsin's just gonna go in with another graveyard push. Just gonna apply some pressure so the opponent can't really mount up a giant push. Here, Mohsin's gonna musketeer. The opponent here actually. Okay, I didn't really understand, man. Oh, he's gonna Egiant at the back, and then Mohsin here is just gonna graveyard once again. Since the troops cannon card, musketeer, and mega is gonna kill the Egiant, and the remaining troops aren't gonna pose big threat something. Okay, the opponent actually has a big push coming in, but Mohsin's gonna defend it like it's, I don't know, some very easy job. Mohsin just making it look easy, that's what I'm trying to say. And Mohsin here goes in with another graveyard on the left hand side. Opponent here desperately tries to defend, and the graveyard skeletons actually kills the tower. And yeah, that's about it against Egiant. Okay, on to the penultimate round. Mohsin's up against a fairly popular Lava Hound deck without Balloon or Miner, so let's see how Mohsin deals with it. He's against a Chinese dude. He's gonna cycle Snowball onto the left hand side. The opponent here cycled that. Mohsin here is not doing anything because he's gonna cycle a knight. He's not playing a cage because he probably thinks that the opponent might have Lava Hound of some sort. And the opponent here actually went in with Lava Hound, same lane as the knight and the musketeer. Mohsin here played a cage just in case the opponent has a balloon, so the balloon actually will come in front. And here he waits for the cage to pop out and then play a mega to kill the baby dragon. And the knight just tanked for the musketeer. The opponent zap here, but that zap is a waste though. And knight is gonna get shot. Musketeer, unfortunately, is not going to get a shot, but all in all, it's all good for Mohsin, and he's up one elixir or something. He is just gonna play a calm cannon card at the back. The opponent here cages up. Mohsin might try to go in with a graveyard or something, but no. Instead, he's just gonna play it Musketeer and let the cannon card die. And he's gonna snowball to push back the brawler so that the Musketeer could finish it up, and then he goes in with a mega and a graveyard push. So the opponent cycle a baby dragon and bobs onto the Musketeer to defend. Okay, the bobs are actually doing quite a job. And oh, the mega and the Musketeer are gonna kill the baby dragon. And the mega actually survived. The opponent here played a lava hound, but it's a real big waste. But never mind, the fiber actually targeted onto the... actually hit the mega minion. And Mohsin once again plays a really calm cannon card. Opponent here plays an Inferno D. Mohsin here tries to snipe the Inferno D, but the opponent blocks with Lava Hound. Cage once again to distract the Lava Hound. Here Mohsin just fireballs the Inferno D instead of the Flying Machine, because Flying Machine can be dealt with a Mega Minion. Here the opponent uses Bob, because Mohsin doesn't have Fireball in his hand. Mohsin snowballs and then Cage, to distract the Baby D. And now it's gonna Mega. Okay, the opponent here fireballs and zap onto everything. Then Musketeer to snipe the Inferno D. The opponent plays a Baby Dragon and then will probably a Lava Hound. Oh, he's Lava Hound at the back. Thought he was gonna Lava Hound the bridge. So Mohsin is gonna Knight and then Graveyard. And he fireball onto the Bobs, so that the Graveyard could get a few more hits onto the tower. Because Inferno D is actually quite slow on retargeting, and meanwhile he's gonna deal with the Lava Hound with Mega Minion Musketeer. Okay, unfortunately though, Flying Machines actually lock onto the tower, so Mohsin has to fireball that. So it's actually a really close game. Mohsin Megas, then he Musketeer. Ooh, that Flying Machine though. Okay, the opponent fireballs again. Then Mohsin plays another Mega. Then snowballs everything. Knights to protect the Musketeer. Unfortunately, he's a bit late though. And now he just graveyards, because he knows that the opponent doesn't have much to stop the graveyard, and he's just gonna take the tower. And he's gonna graveyard once again, because he knows that the opponent doesn't really have much on his hand, and Mohsin takes the tower with a fireball and graveyard. That's how you beat a Lava Hound deck, yeah. So it was a pretty close game, not gonna lie. And our last game against this dude, 7k 20-win player, and yeah, he played Pekka Ram Rider. And by the way, this dude is also oh no, it was the other one. I thought the other one actually had a 7k something, but yeah, onto this Pekka Ram Rider. This time around, Mohsin's on the top of the screen. So Mohsin is gonna cycle a cage, and the opponent immediately goes with Pekka at the back. Mohsin plays a cannon card to prepare to defend against the Pekka. The opponent fishes, and then Mohsin knights. Probably just want to distract the Pekka, but unfortunately the fisher actually pulled in the knight into the Pekka. So the opponent here actually went in with a aggressive Ram Rider, but Mohsin just snowballs plus Musketeer to stop it. Ram Rider is gonna get 2 shots, but it's alright, because the brawler actually got 1 shot onto the right hand side, onto the right hand tower. Okay, Mohsin and the opponent are going to do the same thing again, which is cage and then Pekka. He's probably gonna cannon cut again, maybe knight. Okay, he's gonna knight this time around. Then he megas at the bridge. Wow. The opponent goes in with an E-Wiz. Mohsin here defends with a cannon cart. Then defends the brawler with fisherman is the opponent. Snowball just to reset the fisherman, but unfortunately the fisherman actually pulled the cannon cart despite snowball. But the opponent had to waste a Mother Wish just to kill the cannon cart, and Mohsin just cages up because he's out elixir. And it's double elixir now. Here he starts with a Musketeer's Mohsin. The opponent here goes in with a Pekka to back, and Mohsin here just goes straight right in with a graveyard push, knowing that the opponent doesn't have much to stop, doesn't have much elixir to stop, and Mohsin just fireballs the tower, and that's pretty much GG. Here Mohsin just Musketeer and cage to stop Rider, then knight to stop the Pekka, and then snowball once again to prevent the Pekka from reaching the tower. And yeah, that's about it. 14 seconds left. There's nothing much for the opponent to do. Here Mohsin just goes in with meme graveyard plus cannon cut push, and the opponent just gave up. And yeah, that's how Mohsin got his 12th win in his run with the graveyard deck, the old meta graveyard deck. So once again, thanks. I want to thank Mohsin for sharing these replays, and this is the deck he played once again. It's an old meta graveyard deck. Let's just put it that way. But Mohsin made it work somehow, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.